What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm joined by Tyler, and this is our God of War community series, a series that's going to air every single Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time leading up to God of War, coming out on April 20th, exclusively on the PS4. So if you saw our announcement video last week, this is it. This is our community series. This is where we're going to be talking about topics related to God of War, theories, predictions, kind of just general topics in general. Continue leaving suggestions or what you want us to talk about. There are not many of these. We're only going to be having 5 of these, but we definitely want to include some that you want us to talk about. What do you want us to talk about leading up to God of War? We'll get to as many as we can. Make sure, again, you stay tuned. We're going to be having a giveaway for God of War on the PS4. We're going to be playing God of War 3 Remastered on April 8th and be giving it away in a live stream. So we got a lot of cool things planned for God of War. So to kick us off, we want to talk about a lot about Kratos. We have an interesting topic. We want to talk about is his invincibility, is him not basically being allowed to die. How does that affect this game? How does that affect the future of this game? And we're going to talk a little bit about that, what we know and what we kind of expect going forward with that. So what we know, basically, from the director of God of War, we know that Kratos can't die. We've gotten this a couple different ways. Firstly, we've just gotten confirmation, that he's an immortal demigod. I mean, that's just like a handle given to him. He cannot. He's just immortal. But we also had confirmation, I believe, even before that Kratos would be in future games. So this is not the end for Kratos. He's going to be in future games. We know that they kind of want to cross different mythologies. This is Norse, they've done Greek, and they want to do more. But we've gotten basically 2 confirmations. He can't die, and we've also gotten that he's going to be around in future games. This isn't the last game with Kratos. So, Tyler, how does that, and we kind of talked about this earlier, how does that affect story? How does that affect just even gameplay, even just the menial, hand-to-hand, just, you swinging your whatever weaponry he has? How does that affect the realism of it, knowing he can't actually die?
That's my biggest concern, honestly, with this, where, I'm super excited, don't get me wrong, about God of War. It looks amazing. I'm actually feeling like this might be one of the best PS4 exclusives that we will have, to date. I think it's going to surpass Horizon, I really do. I'm concerned about Kratos being immortal only because it kind of makes it where it's kind of like he's never going to be in danger. Now, we saw in the trailer, obviously he fights that big sea serpent, and he fights that other big monster towards the end of the trailer, where Atreus is like, can you take on something that big? And Kratos kind of looks at him like, I've taken on bigger than that. But, the reason I'm saying that is because God of War usually has big, boss battle, centerpieces almost, big, cinematic type events, almost like Uncharted style. The reason that matters is if he's immortal, he's never really going to be in any danger. So even though, you'll still have the cool factor, you're never going to have anything that, you're never going to be worried about Kratos. The benefit, obviously, is that we're going to have this almost new Kratos around for quite some time. I do like that because I'm super excited that we have Kratos back. He's basically brand new. He's kind of like a new character, but we know about his past, which is awesome. But now he's got a new past in a way. New voice actor, new personality. It's cool. So we basically have a brand new character that we all know. And because he's immortal, obviously we'll have him in future games. They already kind of confirmed that stuff. New realms and all that stuff eventually. So that's the benefit of him being immortal. So that's cool. But what I said about the basically no longer being in danger, that kind of stinks. The other thing, too, that I'm questioning is when you're actually playing the game, and you, lose, basically, you're fighting somebody and you what would be known as die, in other games, or even the other one where it says, game over, or you died, or whatever. What are they going to do? Is there even going to be, I almost wonder if they're even going to have that, or are they going to have something where he kind of goes on one knee and Atreus kind of come over and he's probably come on, father, get up. And then you get back up, and then you, I don't know, almost get a second wind, over and over and over. Maybe you have less, maybe your attacks are a little bit weaker, but you have more stamina. And then like there's like a regen type thing where you'll get your stamina and your health back. I don't know. I'm just kind of making it up, but I could kind of see that like little interaction where his kid's kind of the one who's kind of like, come on, we got to do this, let's go. Would that be bad? No, that wouldn't be bad. That would be kind of cool. But it kind of makes it where when you're in a tough spot, like when you're in a tough fight, it kind of makes it where unless there's a timed thing, like where, if your son is in danger and he's got a health bar and it's running out, or, if somebody's got him or whatever, like there's like a time that you have to beat something in, it's going to basically make it where it's like, well, I basically have all day to beat this guy. And I don't see them wanting to do that for you. They're going to have to do something where it is either timed or, the one that can die is the boy. So you have to do it before the boy gets, defeated. Otherwise, then the game would be over. The son died. So that's kind of their way around it, I guess. But, still, I don't know how I feel. Because in a way, I don't really want to feel, like, rushed. Like, if I'm fighting somebody strong, I don't want to be, like, having, like, a counter up there. And it's like, oh, well, I only have, like, a minute left. Like, I don't want that kind of thing. Because if I had that kind of thing against, like, Sephiroth and Kingdom Hearts 2, that would drive me nuts. Where it's like, the guy's freaking hard. Leave me alone. And so, you will see how they do it. But my biggest concern is how does him being immortal put him in any danger? Like in the future, basically forever. And it doesn't. That's the issue. So I don't know. I like it, but it's like, I don't know how they're going to go about it. I think they'll go about it the right way, but in the same time, I don't know if there is a right way when you're dealing with immortality.
No, it is tough because, and like you said, you have to have some sort of threat. You have to have some sort of danger to your main character in just about any game. And yes, games routinely break kind of, the realism of that. You can think of even like Uncharted. Like if you get shot once in real life, you'd be dead. And the game is made out to be, Nathan Drake has really strong fingers and he doesn't take the stairs ever, but he's human. So a bullet would kill him. And cutscenes and stuff all reflect that. And that is how any game really works. The cutscenes, the story element, is what defines the universe and how the rules work and the characters. But in the gameplay, you can get shot, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and you're fine. So God of War needs to figure out what it needs to do. And I do agree with Tyler. You need to figure out a way to do that. Do you put his son in danger consistently? Does that become too much of a cliche? Does that hurt the game? Is there a time element to it? Could be. I could see, no matter what they choose, I could see a time element being a part of some gameplay spots in the game, no matter what. I can see that. Another thing that's important is we haven't really seen what the menu, what does the HUD look like? What is it? What's it going to actually, like when you're playing, because we know he has a different weapon. We know it's going to play extremely different. You thought God of War Ascension played differently. This one's going to play out different. So how does it feel? How does even the fighting feel? Does it feel fluid? Does it feel like you can get through things fast, or do you need to take your time? One of the longer segments we saw of the very first trailer, when we saw him fight the Ice Giant, it was a slower-ish battle where it took some time, right? There was like some maneuvering. You had to figure out what the giant was doing and stuff. So how does the game actually play? And the only other option is you do have to put Kratos in some sense of hurt. Does he, we know his son gets sick. Does he get sick? Do we figure out that crossing realms eventually has like lasting impacts on your health? Like, is Kratos going to maybe is he going to start dying because he's not supposed to be there? Does he start being, put more into that realm so much that he's not really an outsider? He has to start playing by their rules, and in which case maybe he can be hurt only by beings in that realm. They could make a story element. They could make it a quick cutscene, and we would find all of this out. So it's definitely possible for them to solve it. They just have to give us an element. I just hope, what I'm afraid of, the thing I'm afraid of, is one of the main aspects of all God of War games in the whole de-godding you. You know that sense of every game in the beginning, you're powerful, you're too powerful, you're at your end game power level, and then something happens where you become weak, and the whole game is you getting more power, because you have to level up your weapons, right? You have to open all the chests and stuff. They did it every single game, and even the third game, you start out super, super powerful, and then Hades just takes all your powers, and you start with nothing. It was kind of thrown in there. It felt kind of stupid when it happened, just because it was the third time something like this has happened. I mean, the first time you kind of get there organically, but that's what I'd be afraid of in this game is will it be, because the reason you get de-godded in 3 is just you falling after you kill Poseidon, you falling, you swimming through the water, and then the arms and stuff just take all your powers, and by the time you start the Hades section, the game has depowered you, and it wasn't a cutscene, it just kind of happened. Hopefully they don't do the same thing for this game. Hopefully it's explained. Hopefully maybe it has a more story element. And to be honest, I think that's very, very possible because this game seems more story-driven. It seems more grounded. It seems more Last of Us feel. I hope everything... It seems like everything has a purpose in this game. Everything they've done has a big purpose. And so I hope they've thought into reasons why certain things are the way they are. And I definitely have a lot of faith. Sony Santa Monica, extremely talented, but I think they'll pull it off. Okay, so let us know in the comments below what you guys think. How will they handle Kratos being immortal? What should they do to him to actually have some danger to his character? Let us know. Again, these community series videos go up every single Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time. For the next 4 weeks, we're going to be having 4 more topics leading up to God of War on April 20th. We're going to be having a live stream on April 8th, playing God of War 3, giving it away. We'll have videos of God of War when it comes out on the PS4. We'll have a review. We'll have a giveaway. We're going to have a ton of fun. A game that Tyler and I are very, very much looking forward to. A big game for Sony for 2018, and really this first half, it's gonna. I assume it's going to dominate Sony just in general. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you for next week's video.